Well, we're breaking down the GOP's promises to turn on the lights when it comes to transparency in our government. Congressman Darrell Issa calling for investigations into everything from the bailout to health care, hoping to have 7 hearings a week for the next 40 weeks. But will all this oversight produce much-needed fixes and information, indictments and arrests, for that matter, or simply lead to political obstructionism? We're joined now by Utah Congressman Jason Chaffetz, a member of the GOP transition team, and quite possibly one of the lawmakers Mr. Issa will be tapping to lead these investigations. And, Congressman, it's a pleasure to have you back with us. When you look down the list, bank bailouts for the investigations, bank bailouts, stimulus oversight, Countrywide's VIP program, Fannie Freddie, earmarks and grants. From my eyes, the ones that are obviously costing us the most jobs are the bank bailouts and Fannie Freddie and the housing collapse, because we have all this money tied up in what may be a largely fraudulent structure. We don't even have an answer to that. That's conjecture on my part. How much of a differentiation do you think there'll be between each investigation, and will there be a prioritization?
Well, there's so much. I mean, you look at that long, long list of things to do, and there's no shortage of material. Yeah, we got to put first things first, and that will really, truly make a difference. And absolutely, I think we want to get after absolutely all of those. There's no reason to ignore any one of those on that list.
But at the same time, with the obvious issue being joblessness in this country and increasing joblessness in this country and the lack of investment in this country, we've fallen out of the top 3 for foreign direct investment. Lending's off a cliff. Investment is limited at best. It would seem that the financial system is the place in which investment or lack thereof either happens or doesn't happen, depending on whether it has incentives to do it or not.
Yeah, no, absolutely. What's going on with the banking and the financial services? We have the new regulatory agency. Think about it. We have 25 cents out of every dollar in this country is spent by the federal government. So we need good government. We need openness and transparency, and we need to get all that information out to the public so investors can make good decisions.
Yeah, if you were to look at somebody looking from the outside, whether it's forget the media, but if you're an American voter who's trying to evaluate whether the Republican investigations into everything from Fannie Freddie to earmarks and stimulus spending is genuinely looking to resolve problems and move on, or is basically just political gamesmanship versus the Democrats. In your view, how should you be judged, or how should the GOP be judged?
Well, I think it should be a high bar. I think the public should be highly critical and looking closely at what we're doing. We're not on some witch hunt. There's more than enough material to go out. We don't want to be out there just going and fishing. And I think what you'll see is when you go and say, look at Countrywide, you're going to see that Friends of Angelo program that we've been talking about for a while, that net, when you go and look at it, is going to capture both Republicans and Democrats. And that's really part of the test is, do we stand tall on principle and hold our own party to the same high standards that we expect of the Democrats? We need good government, and there are those of us that put good government in our country before our party, and I think that's the test.
And to that end, how far back do you think is appropriate? Because the one thing that's not on this list would be, for instance, a torture investigation.
Well, that may be on the list as well. I'm not afraid of going after the Bush administration. I wasn't brought here by the establishment. When I ran for Congress in 2008, I'm just a freshman here, George W. Bush, Orrin Hatch, and Bob Bennett, 3 Republicans, they campaigned against me. So I don't mind going back and looking at them. So I don't have any hesitation there whatsoever.
All right. Well, listen, just keep us posted, Congressman. We appreciate you giving us a slice of the afternoon today. Jason Chaffetz.
Thank you.
Republican out of Utah. Thank you, Congressman.